Today, we got a question about Miles Morales maybe joining the MCU. Check it out.
Hey guys, my name is Mario. I'm from Oklahoma, watched since about 2013. My question is, with Across the Spider-Verse, what if Miles gets brung into the MCU, how they're playing it around? If you guys know Miles' story, his universe gets destroyed in his timeline. And what if they destroy this timeline, bring a few people from that franchise into the MCU for the main timeline for Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty? We all know that Spider-Man is a key character for Secret Wars, and Tom Holland's contract is going to expire. Let me know what you guys think and bring on the next.
All right, thanks a lot for calling that in, Mario. I mean, a lot of people have been wondering and asking about, like, what could the future of Miles be? Now, for those of you guys know, for me, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was one of the biggest, I don't even call it surprise, I call it revelations to me, because it was one of those movies that I did not like even the idea of Into the Spider-Verse. I didn't like the animation style when I saw it in trailers. I didn't think it looked that good. I didn't think the movie would be that good. And then I walked into it, watched it, and walked out changed. It wasn't just the best animated film that year. It was the best comic book movie that year. And that was the same year that Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War came out. And to this day, I'll debate this with anybody. I think of course, it's all subjective, but I will take the position very, very comfortably that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was the best comic book movie that year. And that's a movie that I crap talked on for like a year before it came out. But it was magnificent, absolutely magnificent. Now we got the new one coming out, which we can't wait to see. And they've already showed us like 15 minutes of it at last year's CinemaCon. They showed us a whole bunch more again at this year's CinemaCon. It looks beautiful and charming and warm and everything you come to expect from it. Super stoked for it. But with the growing popularity of Miles, and of course, the first one won the Academy Award for Best Animated Film, could they be looking at bringing Miles over into the mainline MCU? Honestly, I don't think there's any chance in hell. Now, do I think it's a bad idea? No, I don't. I think you're going to get a lot of, listen, Disney's loves using the fan service tool. They use it well too. Like there's cheap fan service and then there's well-used fan service. Sometimes Marvel is guilty of both, to be honest with you. But I think the fans could absolutely like it. I think I would get a big kick out of it. But the reason I'm going to say I don't think there's any chance in hell is this. Sony ain't going to let it happen. Sony right now, Spider-Verse is their crown jewel.
I mean, just look at Morbius.
I mean, you think it would be Morbius, but no. Their crown jewel right now is Spider-Verse with Miles Morales. And don't forget, they've got the third one already in production. They're already doing the third because it's Across the Spider-Verse. And what was the third one going to be called? Touch Your Toes in the Spider-Verse?
Something like that, yeah.
There's Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Through the Spider-Verse, Upside Down.
Oh, yeah. Wait. What was the first one?
Into the Spider-Verse.
And then Across.
Then Across the Spider-Verse.
Beyond? Was that it?
Beyond the Spider-Verse. That sounds like it makes sense. Sure.
Beyond
so
the
don't forget
Spider-Verse.
they've got that third one coming too. So while it's in the United States, well, Marvel will want to do it. Listen, I don't know how many times I got to explain this. Marvel has no say. Marvel has zero control over what happens with this character. It's completely Sony's until Sony decides to give up the rights or give the rights back. And I don't want them to because they're doing a fucking fantastic job with this franchise right now. So while I would get a kick out of seeing it, I don't think there's any chance in hell that's going to happen. Anyway, Chris, I know you and Logan are both appreciators of the Spider-Verse films. I know you're excited about this new one.
Very.
What do you think the possibilities are that maybe we could see in this movie something that happens that causes Miles to come into the main Marvel MCU and be a part of Secret Wars?
I don't think we're going to blatantly see that in this movie. I think there's one thing to be said about referencing the MCU, right? Which we've all heard in the trailer, but all shows can do that. Right? It's why when you were watching CW shows, they could make jokes about the Hulk and things like that, because in their universe, Marvel Comics also existed. which
Right.
I always found a bit convoluted, but still, you can do that stuff with
Eternals, they joked about Superman.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can do those things without worrying about the, nightmare that can be licensing and copyright infringement and things like that. This would have to have some new negotiations happening between Sony and Disney, or negotiations that we're just not aware of, right? Obviously, they've divided up some of the spider peoples. So there's something to be said about those ongoing talks. I could see them doing this in the future, though, because it just makes sense to bring everybody together. And Miles is such a beloved character. He's so wonderful, and I think deserves to be in a live action format as well, and would be such a wonderful, wonderful addition to Secret Wars. I think it'd be phenomenal to have him in there, but I don't think this is going to be the movie that blatantly lays out that road work.
I guess if somebody could come up with an argument about how this would benefit Sony, because I don't know how it does, because they haven't needed, there's a lot of people who feel like, for instance, we did our potential billion-dollar films after Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse as one of the possibilities. Again, the first one only made a little over $300 million, or what was it, 402 or something like that. Anyway, made less than $500 million. I don't see it, unfortunately, even though it's probably my number one or number two most anticipated film left in this year between that and Dune. I don't see it getting anywhere near $1 billion, but Sony has single-handedly turned this Miles Morales character into a, beyond just the comic book readers, which is a small fraction of our population, has turned a lot more people into diehard Miles Morales fans. And I just don't see why they would want to mess up what they've got going right now, because I'll tell you what, while I don't think the second one will make $1 billion, and I hope I'm wrong, I would love for this film to make $1 billion. I think the third one could, because if the second film is on par with the first one, we're starting to talk about one of the greatest, if not the greatest, comic book movie trilogy ever. Now, that's me getting way ahead of myself. We still got to see the second film, and we still got to see the third film, obviously. But I just don't see what would be the motivation for Sony to take the character and let somebody else take control of it. I don't know.
Have to drive up so many dump trucks filled with cash. There's
almost
just no reason.
almost as much that it wouldn't be worth their while anymore.
Exactly.
Disney could back up $10 billion. Okay, great. But why would Disney give up $10 billion just to put a character in one movie? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Listen, I would like to see it happen. I would like it, but I just don't see a path that it will. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think? Do you think we could have this happen? Now, listen, a lot of us thought for a long time that we'd never see Spider-Man in the MCU. But then Sony almost went bankrupt and they had to make some deals. So I don't know, maybe that can happen too. Whatever you guys think here, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We want to thank a sponsor of this video, Mint Mobile. From the gas pump to the grocery store, your utility bills and favorite streaming services, inflation is everywhere. Seriously, make it stop. Thankfully, there's one company out there that's giving you a much needed break. It's Mint Mobile. As the first company to sell premium wireless service online only, Mint Mobile lets you order from home and save a ton with phone plans starting at just $15 a month. You guys know that ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, I've been saving almost 70% a month over my old phone plan. For people looking for extra savings this year, Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. By going online only and eliminating the traditional cost of retail, Mint Mobile passes the significant savings on to you. All of their plans come with unlimited talk and text plus high-speed data delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with all your existing contacts. Switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. To get your new wireless plan for just $15 a month and get the plan shipped to your door for free, go to mintmobile.com/Campea. That's mintmobile.com/Campea. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month at mintmobile.com/Campea.